that point in time.
Well, good call made by the umpire, especially DRS coming late with the technologies surgeons in the late 2000s. But I think it has to go to the umpires, especially who have always been in the firing line, taking the heat from the players and taking the critics. But that's a good call, and umpires are there for a reason.
Yes, I think it's kind of a difficult job. They need to concentrate literally every delivery, and they can't have a lapse in concentration, especially when you don't have technology to help them out, because the players and their careers as well depend on umpiring decisions most of the time.
Now that's putting pressure, and that's threatening an umpire. That's threatening an umpire. I'd say that there's margin for error even with the technology having the umpire's call with the impact. I think that's if and but. So there's always an if and but with the naked eye. So if the technology is getting away with that, you'll have to give it to the umpire at times to get away, especially with that naked eye capturing where the ball is hitting on the
As
pads
we
again.
see another one moving down the leg side, probably an inside edge, or no, it's given leg bias once again here by umpire Harish.
Is from Bangalore, where the NCA is for Indian Cricket, National Cricket Academy. A lot of rehabilitation for the players who recover, strength building, and similar sort of patterns we may see from the associate nations who are investing in cricket. They got the taste. It's like honey.
Beautifully bowled and nicely played as well. I think Arjun has looked pretty solid out here, Abdul, and he's supporting Anil Kumar Saha really well. From the other end, he's kind of, not trying to match him.
Salman Ghani to continue. His best bowling figure, 4 wickets for 11 runs.
Once
Full.
again, down the leg side like he started the previous over.
Started with a wide. If that's his charm, if it's working, it'll be a little unruly to say that start with a wide and then control yourself, but maybe figure out a way to negate that one extra run that might take the pressure off if that's the mindset of the batters of Nepal to get at least 1 run and over and then trying to figure out the rhythm. That's a trouble sign.
Once again down the leg side. This is not good bowling, and they steal a bye as well.
Sneaky run by Nepal. I'd say good running between the wickets, and there was no hesitation. The partnerships looked solid.
I don't know, Abdul, if this kind of resonates with you or not, but I kind of see a bit of Shreyas Iyer in Anil Kumar Saha. The way he, stands up and the way he plays the ball. His stance is quite similar.
As a glimpse, but will be a degrading statement for him, especially because he's one of a kind. But definitely, Arjun, if you're comparing to Shreyas Iyer, that'll be a mark of compliment to take from the international cricketer who's played IPL as well. That there's a fellow comrade in the squad who's played IPL. That's Sandeep Lamichhane.
Absolutely. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. I think that's the channel that he has to look for. And this one held its line once again, did not come in with the angle.
He'll be licking his lips with that delivery, the bowler. Seeing that beating outside edge, trying to poke. That should be the plan, especially with the new ball is given wide.
Oh, that's the same delivery once again. This time, Arjun going for the expansive drive and kind of missing it. So actually, I think that's where Rana has to kind of concentrate and bowl in that channel because he has a predominantly offside field and the ball is moving around a bit as well. So the first two deliveries that we saw were kind of giving away and releasing the pressure. But I think this is a perfect line to kind of settle into.
Agree to the fact that you've brought on an international star with a comparison hand on hand. It's just that Nepalese cricket fans are very much into cricket, and their star, who's Anil Kumar Shah and Arjun Saud, making sure that he having his own identity. But it's always a good compliment being compared to the veteran who's played the game and who's made his mark. Look at the 2023 World Cup run for Shreyas Iyer, especially in India,
Oh, yes.
how prolific he was.
Absolutely, Abdul. I think that was a brilliant World Cup for Shreyas Iyer. Personally, the semi-final 100 that he scored against New Zealand was top class, top notch. Even the innings that he played against South Africa at Eden Gardens was brilliant, and he complimented Virat Kohli stroke for stroke, and that's a huge compliment in itself. As we see, trying to steal a single, and that's good fielding out here by the people in the inner circle.
Apart from the team, you'll also have to give it to the Nepal cricket fans as well. Every time any Nepal cricketer comes to play, I've seen that at GT20, I've seen that at the Tri Series. The stadiums are packed with the Nepal fans. You'll have to have that slip, false shots. Oh,
I think you spoke about this, Abdul, some time ago, that the slips probably need to come in. They are a little too deep. And that's probably a great example of, what should have been done earlier. That was pretty catchable.
should have been, with a step forward. Comparing to Zahid Shirzad's pace, it's not much carry, especially because they're using that run up for the momentum. And on the other hand, Zahid Shirzad is using his shoulder, he's using the deck. So another change in bowling, Irfan Sadat, who's played county. Reputation for Irfan Sadat is that goes very identical, but a little slingier action to Zahid Shirzad. Has got good pace. Has made the impression in the local club games, is playing for different clubs he's represented. .47 for no loss, and that ends the power play for a 50-over game. Right into the block hole by Irfan Sadat. Has got great pace, but a different action than Shirzad, who uses a little bit of more a slingier one, bring the ball from the wider. Might help him if he's using the breeze of air for the right-hander to take it away, especially coming a little more wider and inducing the batsman to take that off drive.
It's down the leg side, an appeal for caught behind, but probably clipping the thigh pad on the way. That's what the umpire was mentioning as we see the replay on screen.
Very close. Very, very close. You cannot say we'll have to just go to the umpire. There's something that bristled in.
Another reminder to our viewers who are watching us live, this is the Nepal national team versus the Canadian high performance team. Which is brought to you live from the Maple Leaf Cricket Ground here at King City in Canada. beautiful facilities out here for cricket. Lovely turf wickets. And as we know, Abdul, at this time of the year, it can be a bit of a challenge for people to prepare and maintain the turf wickets given the weather that we have in Canada. We are kind of leaning towards the end of the season.
Fantastic job by the Maple Leaf cricket ground staff, ensuring, especially with the dew, if early in the morning till 9 or 10, the dew doesn't dry up. And even after that, you see that the ball wets. We've seen bowlers cleaning up, the captain and the wicketkeeper helping. They've tried mostly to pouch the ball and ensuring that it lands just on the surface, nothing on the outfield, to make sure they control the ball better. So it has to go that part to the facility of the ground to make sure that the games happen on a competitive level.
That's right. And I must compliment Nepal for this start that they've got. I think they're doing decent in terms of the run rate as well, given the conditions. And they played really, immaculate cricket in terms of understanding which ball to hit and how do they build this partnership and give the team a great start. So I think kudos to Nepal for hanging in there and playing out the difficult balls and also making sure that they're using all the opportunities presented to them.
So that 150 comes for Nepal. Presses forward. I've been amazed by the ability to come down and hit the ball by Anil Kumar Shah and Arjun Saud. They've been classy. I haven't seen an ugly shot come off their bat. End of 11 overs, 50. Nepal, that's where they stand. With the partnership just growing and the mark they've reached of 50. Salman Ghani to continue. Was a little loose over, but that one poking outside off with a half chance for the slip cauldron to catch. There's always a live chat with Nepal fans. It amazes me the support the Nepalese fan gives to their players, saying that 270, 280 nicely comes down the track, gives a little shimmy, and there'll be a boundary here. And a conventional drive, Arjun Saud taking a little color on from his fellow batter Anil Kumar Shah. It always has to be a two-sided support, and this time Arjun puts on the shoe. Hopefully we'll be able to see that on the replay.
Slight change in field as well. They're bringing an extra man on the onside. One slip goes out. As we see slightly shortish mid-wicket coming into play.
Wasn't a bad ball either, Venu. He used his feet, made sure that he reached the ball.
Oh, this time it's a beautiful stroke and a wonderful punch through the offside, using the pace of the ball and putting it in the gap. I think that's a lovely stroke out here, Abdul.
Look at him, how he aligns himself with the line of the ball. Look at that. Full shape, a good firm position, and knows where he's hitting. It's not trying to overhit the ball, just fondling it away. Nothing over pitch from him, nothing too whimsical. He just stays there still, good head position, remains there, and plays it with a conventional shot.
Good comeback. That's a better delivery. Nicely played once again.
I'll tell you the plan. I'm not an augur with a crystal ball, but the plan what Nepal has is that feed on the loose balls and they'll figure out one bowler in the squad who's having nerves and they'll start eating him up. That's going to be the feast for Nepal cricket here. The team, they'll make sure with this no wicket, end of 20 overs, if they lose no wicket, and that's where the fireworks begin.
Well, that's classical one-day batting from the yesteryears, wherein they keep wickets in hand and also build a solid foundation for people who are coming in next to kind of explode.
Remember that they're going against USA and Scotland. It's not easy. Scotland's played international cricket like with the teams like Australia, England, Ireland. So they've got that experience. And Nepal being associate nation, I wouldn't say an associate nation because that would be a demeaning statement because the type of cricket they're getting an exposure now, they're on the verge to grow. So coming against USA and Scotland, they'll get the exposure and they'll be experienced. That'll be a right move for them now where they're trying to experiment with the batting.
That's correct. This is great batting once again here, Abdul. I think just tapping it around the corner, looking for that quick single as well, and I think
Very good
Nepal are
over.
doing really well.
You're in. You've not lost a wicket. This is a little alarming sign. They'll have to be very vigilant about Arjun Sod's. Look at Arjun Sod's batting. He was batting somewhere around 8 runs of 18 deliveries. Now he's starting to sprint towards the covering the balls' phase now. So a little alarming sign for me.
That's correct. I won't disagree. Canada in search of their first wicket, and they have to get it sooner. That's a full toss and probably a missed opportunity out here, I would say, by Arjun. Could not put it in the gap.
Going at 4.85 and over. Have not lost a wicket. So, how important do you think, Venu, the wickets will play, especially as the game unfolds, getting into the mid overs of after 20?
I think that's a great point out here, Abdul. As we see, oh, that's a lovely piece of fielding and an incredible throw as well to kind of keep the batsman in check. Yeah, coming back to your question, Abdul, I think given the conditions, I think wickets in hand would always play a big role in this game. Probably this was Canada's real, best chance to kind of get some wickets up front. I would say, yeah, but a tad unlucky too at times with Zahid could not get that outside edge or the inside edge as well on a few occasions. But then kudos to Nepal for hanging in and kind of making sure that they build that solid foundation for the batters coming next to kind of take the game on from there.
Very physical game, but the mentality of the batting side of Nepal, you also would have to give that brownie point to them. The communication between the batters, the running, you haven't seen one wrong call so far. They haven't put 1 foot wrong here. The running has been excellent, and the communication. Look at Anil Kumar taking the charge back of the length, yeah. And then later on, Arjun, they've been communicating, understanding who's doing what, knowing their own roles, that this is what I'm supposed to do here, and Anil taking the pressure off Arjun that has helped him settle in well.
That's correct. And if you see in the last 2 or 3 overs, Arjun has had most of the strike as well. So he's kind of taking charge now and also attacking whenever possible.
And that wasn't wasted by Arjun either. Very
Oh, that's
full.
a full toss. As we spoke about Arjun, I believe this was another missed opportunity. 2 in the same over.
Irfan Sadat gets away by pushing the envelope on the batter. The umpire was signaling it was dipping down. But the question ifs and buts, I'll let it to the critics. Not my job. I let the critics decide if that was no ball or no. But a ball remains before we complete the 13th over. On the money.
Nicely played once again. 59 for no loss after 13 overs.
That's the summary for you by bowling by 5 overs by Zahid Shahzad. Later on, it was accompanied by Rana Salman Ghani, then Gurpal Sidhu, and Irfan Sadat, who is on charge right now.
And a decent comeback in the previous over, Abdul. That was a maiden over. So I think that is the kind of pressure that Canada should now look to employ on Nepal. I think the classic old tactic of stopping the runs to get more wickets has to be employed, because now I believe the ball probably may not be doing that much as it was doing, say, in the first 10 overs or so.
We did speak about ground drying up. This is a fast outfield, and especially the straight boundary is a bit shorter. And for the right-hander, if they're facing from the north end, it's more shorter on the leg side. It just gets away with the breeze flowing from east to west towards the roadside where the vehicles pass by. That's going to take the ball away. So we're seeing...
Tall, lanky left-arm spinner coming from the northern end. Would be interesting to see if he gets some purchase. Decent start.
They've got a slip for the left-hander. Against righty, if he's using his left, then that's a good matchup against the right and the left.
Oops. Bounce on offer and had lucky out here. The ball landing in no man's land. So I think the height here is the factor, Abdul. The height at which he is delivering the ball from, that kind of got him to bounce the ball really high.
That gives the bounce for from where he drops, especially if he's using that area of the wicket. Good running between the wickets.
Yeah, once again, very impressive running, Abdul.
Running hasn't been a question. It hasn't been a doubt of iota even. They've been very good on their feet. And knowing how to contain the energy, just not going on a burst. Nicely brought forward. And will be interesting if Arjun will get any assistance of the surface, taking away from the right-hander.
Nicely played in the gap once again, looking for two. Decide against it. Oh, that's sloppy cricket out here from Canada.
Poor throw.
Poor throw, and I didn't see anybody backing up as well. Probably mid-wicket could have come in behind the wicket keeper to kind of take that